friends, welcome to Entre Tuyo, the show where you can find interesting topics related to motivation and personal growth. Today we will be talking with a very interesting person, a man that I admire because he has been doing such an amazing job with people, business leaders and influential leaders around the world. So today is Tim Kelley with us. So Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I am very glad that you're here with us. So Tim is the founder of the True Purpose Institute. He's a global mentor, and he writes an amazing book, which is True Purpose as well,
True Purpose, right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Tim, tell us a little bit about yourself so people can know who you are, because I know many people know, but some not, especially in Latin America.
Right. Well, actually, there's a lot of people in Latin America I've worked with. I've worked with ministers of countries in Latin America and trained consultants and therapists and coaches in South America. But my own background, interestingly, is in mathematics. I grew up in New York City, and I went to MIT and studied theoretical mathematics. And then I went to work at Oracle Corporation and got very, very high in the business world before I decided I needed something different. It wasn't fulfilling enough to me. And I left the company to go find my purpose, and eventually did. And now help leaders and organizations, politicians, CEOs all around the world to help find their purpose and create a better world. So
that is so interesting. And I want to ask you a question that I think you will just bring some clarification. So there are many women that believe that getting married, having children, and happily married for the rest of their life is their main purpose in life. Okay? But we know that in the world we live today, this is something that can shake your world, because the divorce is a possibility that can knock your door at any time. So how can a person redefine their life, their purpose in life after a divorce?
It's a really good question. People often ask me, well, is being a parent a purpose? Is being a wife a purpose? Is being a teacher a purpose, or a professor? And I would say no. I mean, anything can be a purpose in the small sense, right? My purpose in coming here today was to do an interview with you, right? Or I could have the purpose of going to a restaurant to have the purpose of eating. But if we're talking about the purpose of someone's whole life, those aren't really life purposes, those are roles, right? So I am a father, that's one of my roles. I am a husband, that's another one of my roles, but those are not my purpose in life. The purpose is something deeper that you express through the different roles that you have. You affect and change the people around you, your children, your spouse, the people you work with, people who work for you, people who watch you on television, right? These are all people you have an impact on. So your purpose expresses through these different roles. So if a woman were to be confused and think that being a wife and mother were her life's purpose, then getting divorced suddenly is an identity-shattering event.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And so then that's a great time then to ask the question, okay, if that wasn't my purpose, if that was just a role, what is the deeper purpose, and how can I express that through other roles and other ways besides being a wife and a mother? And even if a woman stays married, usually the same issue comes up around the time her kids leave home, right? When the last kid goes off to college or to work or wherever, right? Or here in Israel to the army, then there's this question of, okay, now I have this empty nest. The little birds have flown away. What do I do now? Do I chase them and try to hang on to them, which some mothers do? It doesn't work that well. Or do I redefine myself and find a new identity that expresses the deeper purpose that I was expressing by being a mother also?
How difficult is that? Because sometimes redefine your life is something that, of course, we can do. Some people find their purpose is more in an easier way, but is there a way that you can find this easily?
You can, if your desire to do so is strong enough. Purpose is like anything else. It's like finding your purpose is like driving a car or being a brain surgeon or being a mother. It's something that requires experience and training to know how to do. And so if I had never taken a driving lesson and tried to drive a car, it probably wouldn't go that well. So the same is true for finding your purpose. People have this imagination that they should know, and they should know how to find it. They don't know how to drive a car, They don't know how to fly an airplane, right? They don't know how to repair an engine. Why would they know how to find their purpose? So there's methods that you can use. There are many methods. The methods I prefer are deep intuitive methods that provide a very, very clear, direct understanding of purpose. And I take the point of view that the answers are inside, and that rather than trying to go out and do trial and error or ask people or do exercises to find out what my purpose is, if I can connect to a deep enough part of myself, it can just tell me what my purpose is.
Sometimes that can be scary, right? Because you might find something that is just moving your world around.
It is almost always scary. It is scary about 99.9% of the time. I've met so far 17 people total who are not scared of it out of many thousands. So, and that's exactly the issue, which is before I can ask the question and hear the answer, I have to deal with my fear of knowing my purpose. And that's actually in the true purpose process where we spend more energy, we spend more time dealing with fears than we do finding the purpose. Finding the purpose is quick and easy.
Okay.
It's dealing with the fears that takes the time.
And also, I believe that reinventing yourself might be just going into your life and see what it provides some passion, right? About maybe you did something when you were a teenager and then you just sort of, remove the dust, and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take this again. Is that something that
this is a
you?
different method of finding purpose. This is looking back at my life and saying, when have I felt passionate? When have I felt inspired? When have I felt alive, connected, aligned? And looking at those events and trying to see what's the pattern, right? How are these different events connected? That's a clue to your purpose. But in my experience, that does not provide as clear an understanding of purpose as connecting deeply into yourself, dealing with the fears first, and connecting deeply to yourself and asking your own soul, your own intuition, your own heart, the question, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And then listen and hear the answer. Those answers are more precise than the answers you get looking back and saying, when have I felt most passionate?
I totally agree with you. So this is so interesting, but we have to go. But next week, Tim Kelley will be with us in a few shows. So please stay tuned because we will continue talking about this important topic about how to find your purpose in life. So we, for the moment, say goodbye from Tel Aviv, from Israel, the Holy Land. So goodbye for the moment and stay tuned.